Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo.
And for now, my name is Cole Two Belts.
You are indeed Cole Two Belts for now, because this is the WWE Backlash St Louis Results Reaction Review episode. For those of you who have never watched us before, Wrestling Renaissance is a show where before every WWE PLE and AEW pay-per-view, and soon to be NXT PLE, we talk about the build-up to the shows, make our official predictions, and then on subsequent shows, like this one, we break down the results, see how we fared in our predictions, and rate each match on the Co-op Entertainment review scale of 1 to 10. And as I mentioned this past weekend, or yesterday, I guess, technically, man, today's been a long day for me.
Oh, so, yeah. Definitely for me, too.
Yes, it's been a long day, so yesterday feels very far away. It's
definitely been a long week this year.
Been a long week, yeah.
Or a long year this week, is what I mean.
A long year? Yeah, exactly. I feel you. But yeah, it was last night. We're going to talk about each match. We can't forget to rate the whole show this time, because we forgot to do that last time. We caught ourselves just as we were going off the air. But yeah, let's creep into it. So the show opened. I took a lot of notes this time. A lot of notes.
Ill prepared.
Yeah, that's okay. During the show, I was like, I should write that down. Because I felt very under detailed with my explanations of things last time, so I had my laptop out during the show and was like typing stuff out. So before we even get into some of the matches, I have 2 points that I want to get into about Backlash. Number one, that intro package at the beginning of the show was great. I don't know if you remember it or you saw it or you missed it.
I saw it. I don't remember anything specific about it, but I mean they usually do a really good job of those intro packages.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is like blasphemy to say, but I thought the WrestleMania intro packages sucked this year. But you're right. They normally do a really good job.
Yeah.
That's one point.
A lot of things about WrestleMania that kind of sucked.
I mean, yeah, like almost all of night one. My other point that I wanted to make is, man, am I tired of the boring standard stage for PLEs. So boring. They just use
some of them are, I don't know.
They just use the Raw set, which is the SmackDown set now. You know, like it's fine. I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting tired of it. I miss the days when we had elaborate sets all the time, you know. But I also understand that it's probably cheaper for them to produce.
A lot cheaper.
And a lot faster for them to get things up and get things down, because they're just
gotta watch
repeating.
That budget.
After selling those $40,000 tickets for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But yeah, wanted to get those 2 points out of the way. All right. The first match, surprisingly, was the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship between LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and the defending Jacob Fatu. So before we get into the match, as our new tradition sets in, let's rate the match on our review scale of 1 to 10.
Right.
I have not thought about this up until now. Going with my gut. Okay. I'm happy with that. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I was between.
I'll go 7.
Yeah, I was between a 6 and a 7, so we're on the same page. We have yet to be on completely different pages, I think, since we started this way of doing things. I think we the most we've been off is like 2 points.
I think there was one on WrestleMania that we were off quite a bit.
Oh, probably the Logan Paul AJ one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about it. So LA Knight came out first to one of the biggest pops of the night, I thought, which was kind of surprising. It's amazing how over he is still, but they still don't really do anything with him.
Amazing because he sucks.
Oh, come on! I love my LA Knight. Yeah. No. No. Why are you so against him? You just. He's got energy, man. I will admit, he's not like amazing in the ring. What?
I said, so does my refrigerator. My fridge
cold.
has a lot of energy.
That's cold. Who came out second? Drew came out second. Yep. Kind of a lukewarm response. Neither here nor there, I would say. He needs a new theme. I'm so tired of his theme song.
As long as he don't bring Broken Dreams back.
I mean, I'm okay with that or something new. But
I'm sure you would be. You and someone else.
Coming out third was Damian Priest. To a decent pop. Got a pretty good reaction from the crowd. And then obviously number 4 was the champion, Jacob Fatu. A lot of Fatu chants. He's
over.
He's so over. Yeah. All right. So getting into the match, my first note here is Damian has a great uppercut / punch. His punches and uppercuts kind of remind me of Matt Hardy's, where he's got this like kind of like a whiplash effect, and it makes a slap. Like you actually hear the impact. I love it. Really, I'm still a fan of Damian. I just wish he would get some sort of consistent storyline or some sort of consistent thing to do. You know.
I just want him to stay away from Drew. I'm just
I'm over it.
Done with the whole Drew and Damian thing. Agreed.
But given what happened in this match, which we'll talk about shortly, doesn't seem like it's going to be over. My next point here was that seeing Drew going after a title that looks like a toy because it's so small on him just feels weird. Like he's so... Drew to me is so main event level. I just didn't think he should be in this match.
There's only one title belt that doesn't look like a toy when Drew holds it.
The WWE Championship?
No, the Crown Jewel champ. The Crown Jewel.
He is a big boy. He is a big boy. Yeah. I don't know. I feel bad for Drew. He should be in much better places in the card. There was a moment in the match where Jacob Fatu countered a belly-to-belly from the top rope into a swanton and then ran out of the ring with a suicide dive, and just this like rapid succession sequence that was amazing.
Yeah, he definitely can kick it into another gear.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Notice. Yeah, crowd loved it. That's for sure. I haven't read any of the dirt sheets today to see if anything of what happened after Backlash, like at the press conference or anything like that. But I did notice that after the table spot, so Priest south of Heaven Drew into a set of tables in the crowd somewhere. Priest's mouth appeared to be busted open after that, and Drew looked like he hit his head on the concrete.
Yeah, reports were that he had, I guess they kind of overshot the table a little bit.
Yeah.
And his head hit the...
Straight. Is he okay? And any
Triple H said in the press conference afterwards that he was going to be fine.
Good. Must have just grazed it.
I mean, if that had happened in AEW, Drew would have won afterwards.
Yeah. For sure.
Like taking a tombstone
on the chair.
Onto a chair, yeah. Then you roll in and roll up the person and win.
Yeah, so that's how Damien and Drew ended their night was through that motion. So it does seem like they're gonna go on to I guess what you would call a rubber match. I guess kind of hard to say, but yeah, their feud is. I like them. I like them both. I just don't like them together. You know?
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
time to move on. I mean,
Yeah. It hasn't been that long of a feud, really.
yeah, but you move them both onto another show just to
Yeah,
continue
that was
the feud.
yeah, that was a stupid move. Unless their intention is to split them up again at the draft. Maybe it's just a
Which that's
temporary
a
move.
different topic. I hope it's not what they've done before or what they've done every year with the draft.
If they do announce a draft, we should do like some sort of special episode of like what we would do with the draft. I like it. The match ended with a shocking debut of Jeff Cobb joining the Bloodline. And what they've basically hinted is that Solo intends to replace Jacob with Jeff Cobb. At least that's what it seems like. Solo and Jeff helped Jacob retain, but it seemed like Jacob had no clue that this was a thing.
Now, I might go back and watch it just to listen, but I don't know if they ever mentioned the word bloodline. It was always just
Correct.
Solo.
Yeah, correct.
So
which
are
makes
they-
sense because Tamatanga and
Right,
all
but
those guys are gone.
Right, yeah, but as far as joining the bloodline, is it really a bloodline anymore? You know, is it really a group bloodline anymore? Or is it just he's going to be with Solo? It'll be just kind of interesting to see the terminology they use going forward.
Yeah, because Jeff Cobb has absolutely no relation to
No, he's from Hawaii, not Samoa.
Samoa. The Isle of Samoa. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes. I have never personally seen Jeff Cobb. I thought it was going to be that other Fatu.
Hikuleu.
Yeah, somebody else who's like really over right now in either the Indies or somewhere. He's doing something.
Oh, Zilla Fatu?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't remember his name. I just remember them constantly saying like, "Oh, he's coming, he's coming."
I don't know.
And then Jeff Cobb shows up, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." I wonder if they're gonna fake him being a Samoan,
Oh, they better not.
like they did with Yoko, but being Japanese.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if you hadn't have told me he wasn't Samoan, I wouldn't have known he wasn't Samoan. He looks pretty Samoan. But anyway, interesting debut. I was fine with it. Your winner, Jacob Fatu. Yeah, I thought it was a decent match for what it was. I don't know. There was a couple of slow spots, and the match just felt so thrown together to me that I just couldn't get to a certain point. Even for me, someone who loves Fatal 4-Ways.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to hear you say that. Just the way you said you like Fatal 4-Ways.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, triple threats are more my bag.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. I kind of thought it was a little cluttered. I'm glad that they kind of broke off a little bit. You know,
Separated.
Yep, that they separated. Because I know, like in AEW, when they do that, they just do a lot of pre-rehearsed gymnastics acts that they just do one move after another. The four of them.
Yeah.
That's more the 4-Ways that I don't like.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
and it definitely made sense how the two got taken out. You know, they took out each other.
Whoa, your camera's going crazy.
It is going crazy.
Whoa. You're entering the Matrix. I don't know if that is Riverside or... Oh, there we go. Nice.
I don't know.
That was trippy.
That was trippy.
That was very trippy. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's why I was conflicted about giving it a 6 or a 7. I was like, 7 seems too high for me. So I was like, it was above average for the expectations that I had for it as far as the build goes. I was like, it's just 4 guys with nothing to do.
And LA Knight just doesn't really fit with those other three.
With the caliber of the other three. I know. Yeah. Which makes me sad. Because he could. I think he could be. And they just haven't positioned him there.
I don't know.
I think he's on the same level as Jay. Where I think he could be a champion like one time. Have a
You mean
have a quick
like
run.
LA Knight has a brother that's a lot better than him, like Jay?
Oh, dang. Yeah. We're both on the Jimmy train, I think. Anything else you want to say about this match before we move on?
The way that Jacob won is the way that I thought he was going to lose, because of the solo interference.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the dynamic's going to be between Solo and Jacob.
Yeah, the breakdown.
The
seeds have been planted.
Because Jacob was in the press conference afterwards, and he pretty much said he had no idea that what was going to happen, that Jeff Cobb was going to be there, and that he had no idea.
I never. It's so funny. I never changed the image. There it is now. I do want to say I am happy that Solo's back in the picture, though. You know? Instead of floating behind Jacob, he's now kind of in the forefront again. I'm happy about that. Solo has slowly grown on me. You know, I like him.
I like Solo.
And as we all know, he has the best theme in WWE right now. So
he does. He takes it all.
He does. Taking it all. So good. So good. All right, how'd we do on predictions, sir?
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
He's counting them up, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said, I thought the way that Jacob won is the way that he was going to lose by the interference, and you thought Jacob was going to win. So you bet 4-1, and I bet 1 and lost.
Ooh.
Drew got taken out.
Nice.
I had Drew.
I have a good start. Good head start. I'm noticing my mic is not turning off. That's not normal. And now your camera just glitched again for a second there too.
Oh,
what's going on today? Yeah, what's going on today?
Oh.
Nothing on here has changed. Oh, hold on. I think I might know why. Nope, I don't know why. No clue. It's just not turning off when it's supposed to. Hopefully it doesn't pick up too much background radiation.
You try one thing.
He's trying something. It's my microphone issue as well. So
right.
I think we're golden now. I'll have to do some heavy editing to fix that gap, but that's okay. Okay, so you did predictions for the match, so let's get on with the rest of the show here. All right, so the next point I made in my notes here is that they announced another pay-per-view, or another PLE. Night of Champions in Saudi, June 28th. Which is the week before the rumored Evolution PLE. So I'm not sure if that bodes well for that particular rumor.
Yeah, and the Night of Champions is when they have the champions go up against each other, or how are they going to do that? Because I know previously that's what they've done before, but then they also had some where every championship was on the line or something like that.
Yeah, Night of Champions is usually champions versus champions. I thought, oh no, that's Clash of Champions. That's what that is. Night of Champions, I think, is just every title is defended.
But then that's what they had with when Gunther wrestled against Cody last year in Saudi. What show was that?
He did?
Oh, that was Crown Jewel.
That was Crown Jewel Championship.
Yeah, Crown Jewel. Big Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Belts.
Yeah. So I think it's just every championship is defended, although I that seems unlikely to me too, because there's like 80 championships now.
Yeah.
So who knows what that PLE is going to be. But I thought it was interesting, and just, man, enough with the Saudi stuff. I'm just tired of Saudi crap at this point.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean they make it a little more meaningful now.
It's been better, I agree.
But for a long time it was and the way that they put that in there before one of the matches later on made me think that something was going to happen even more, which I'm glad didn't. But we can get there when we
fair
get to the match.
All right. Well, let's get to the next match, which is Becky Lynch versus the current reigning defending women's intercontinental champion Lyra Valkyria. So let's give our rating for the match. Let's see.
Wish I changed it. Wish I could change the last one.
What, the rating?
Yeah.
You can. Do you want to change your so you want to go back down to a 6?
Yeah, go down to a 6.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're not locked in like our predictions are. I'm very interested to see what you say on this one.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, all right. Yeah, we're still within that range. Okay.
I had it at an 8, but I dropped it to a 7.
Oh, so we flipped. We flipped on that. Okay.
I liked it better than the first one.
Yes, definitely.
But there were a couple of things on this one that took away the point.
Yes, I agree. It would be higher if not for one thing, and I'll get into that as we go through my notes here. So, Becky came out first. Unfortunately, she's still getting cheered. I don't understand.
I think a lot of it's the music.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'm like, why is she still coming out to her face music? Why? She never got a heel music transition. She still comes out with the exact same entrance style. You know, she walks out there with her man gimmick, and then she poses on the ropes. Nothing has changed. Yeah. That's why I don't like heel Becky, because she's just Becky Lynch, but you call her a heel. It's like there's no change whatsoever. It's
right.
I agree, completely stupid. And then Lyra obviously came out second. She still gets barely any reaction. I feel so bad for her.
It's coming, I think. It's building. I think it is building. I think Becky's the right person to get that out of her.
Well, I have some thoughts on that too. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Part of it's like the look on her face. She was so dejected during her entrance when she was coming out with the wings.
Yeah.
She was just kind of like, her face was just, she looked defeated. I just felt so bad for her. But anyway, Lyra looked impressive early with the what do you call that? The cradle, the cat's cradle kind of thing she does, where she like holds you by your legs and your. Yeah, but that's so impressive. And then she like swapped it into the surfboard stretch, but then did like rotations.
Yeah,
with the surfboard stretch. That was sick. That was awesome. That was really impressive stuff. I put a question in here, and maybe you can answer it for me because you're more of an NXT person.
Okay.
Has Lyra had knee surgery?
I don't think she was part of the rash of ACL injuries that they had.
Because she did some sort of move, and then her knee was like very up close to the camera, and she's got a scar, like a vertical scar down her right knee, I think it is. And I'm like, that looked
possible.
It just, I recognized it instantly because my dad's had knee replacements, so I know what that looks like. And it's like, oh, what did they do? Unless it's just a scar from falling, or it's just cut open or something like that.
It could be. I know there was a There was a rash of about 5 or 6 that blew their knee within about a 4 or 5 month period.
Yikes! Like that would suck for someone that young to have
Yeah.
that kind of an injury, and that's gonna hurt. That's gonna haunt her if indeed it's uh, something that bad.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not slowing her down at the moment.
Nope.
My next point here was I don't know how it happened, but Becky got a chunk of her elbow taken out early on.
I saw
in the
that.
match.
She always gets little scuffs and
yeah,
rash and burns like that.
Yeah. Like I was just like, whoa.
Looks
I don't
real.
know if it was I don't know if it was like an existing injury that just like scabbed off in the match, or if she got hurt again. But
she gets like mat burn or something like that.
About halfway through the match, things started to pick up, and there was like a split crowd chant going on with like, "Let's go Becky." What was the back and forth? It was like, "Let's go Lyra, let's go Becky." I think it was back and forth. So I was like, all right, that's kind of cool.
She was getting cheers.
Yeah. And then there was a really cool moment where Lyra did a delayed avalanche vertical suplex onto Becky from the turnbuckle that looked sick. Looked really good. I had a side point here that I was really annoyed by. Full disclosure, I love Michael Cole. You know, he's earned, I think, all of the wrestling fans' respect at this point. You know, he's such a veteran. But he called Lyra kicking out of one of the pins before she actually kicked out. I was like, Cole, what the hell is that? Like, oh, she kicked out. I'm like, no, she hasn't. She has. Like, it was a full second or two before she kicked out. I was like, what the hell is that, man? There was an amazing series of armbar counters between the two at one point in the match that was just so perfectly done. Just transition to counter to transition. I was like, oh, okay. Love that stuff. Love that kind of technical, stuff. Reminds me of like when He Who Shall Not Be Named had matches with Kurt Angle and Jericho.
Yeah.
Lots of flowing into one move and countering into another. It was really cool. There was the exposed turnbuckle sequence that was really great. They did some great fake outs that I've never seen before. I was like, oh, here we go. We're gonna get the typical thing where the ref looks in the other direction for some stupid reason. But they didn't do that. They did like this like cool roundabout thing, and I don't think they ever actually used it, which was great. I'm like, that's the kind of unpredictability. No. So I really liked that. Although there was a point at which Lyra was shoved into the corner and she hit the second turnbuckle face first. Yeah. I don't know whether that was intentional or if that was intentional. It was kind of hard to read. But in the end, Lyra gets a retain with a basically just a roll-up.
Yep.
A roll-up retain. Now, this is where I have the problem.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. This is where I have the problem. Not with that particular ending. I'm okay with that because I was shocked. I was like, I was convinced that Becky was going to win this match. So when she got the pin, I was super happy, but they fucked it up. And here's why, in my opinion, here's why they fucked it up. She gets the pin, and then she got this huge quick pop from the audience when she got that pin. But then they didn't let her take it in. They didn't let the crowd absorb it. Becky immediately went into a post-match beatdown because she was embarrassed that she got pinned, which normally would be a good idea. But in this case, it backfired. And here's why. Because they didn't, here's the problem. The problem with this feud, and with these two specifically, is twofold. Becky's not getting booed, and Lyra's not getting cheered. Right? They're both kind of like weak on that front. But that was the perfect moment, at least to me, for Lyra to get a huge crowd boost. let her absorb that. Let the crowd absorb the fact that she just beat Becky freaking Lynch. But
Yeah.
there was no time spent on that. And instead, they just used this as a cheap way to get Becky heat, which failed. In my opinion, I think it completely failed. I was like, oh.
I mean, we'll see what happens on Monday night. Just see if Becky gets any kind of a increased heat reaction when she comes out. No, we didn't really get to see Lyra exit the ring, did we?
No, kind of. She scooted and she was sitting on the apron when the cut to commercial happened or whatever.
Okay. I mean, maybe when she left the ring and walked back up the aisle, she got a better face reaction because of the knee down. But that's not something that we as viewers got to see. Hopefully that happened.
For a hand raise and a cheer, but they had an opportunity there, and I thought they fucked it up. And I don't know if that was Becky's call to just immediately go on it, or if that's the way it was booked to happen. But obviously, these two are far from done.
Yeah,
they got probably two more matches in them. Is my guess. And then you have Bayley sitting in the wings, so we'll see what happens with that. But I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. It started slow and really it built up. And yeah, that was great. I was really happy with it.
I think between this one and the Bayley and Lyra one, I kind of like the Bayley one better.
Agreed. Yeah, I thought that match was amazing. That was a fantastic match.
Yeah.
But this one was still great. All right, predictions.
All right, as far as predictions, you said it. That you were pretty sure that Becky was going to win. I was on that train too, and we were both wrong. I bet 4, you bet 2.
Ooh.
We both missed.
Not looking good for you.
No, not looking good for me at all.
That's a lot of points you've missed. Damn.
I am 0 for 2. I've missed 5 points, and you've missed 2.
All right, let's move on to the next match, which was the Intercontinental Championship. Dirty Dom defending against Penta. My first point here is... we got to do our rating. Okay. Three, 2, 1. Was that a 6 or a 5?
6.
6. Okay. Well, we're still within one. Yeah, so I liked this more than the first match, but not as much as the second. Basically. All right. So my first point here is Penta. Love his entrance. It's so cool how the lights go out, and then he's, the spotlight comes on him at the perfect time, and then he does the thing, and then the
first of 80 times during a match.
Yeah, well, I will say he's doing it a lot less. he's learning a little bit.
Good.
I'm sure the agents backstage are going like, all right,
you got to chill with that.
Yeah, once or twice, it's fine, but not 80 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that entrance, but man, that music sucks.
I like it okay.
It's fine at the beginning, but then as it goes on, it just kind of fades into this generic crap for the rest of the thing.
I mean, it's better than listening to Cody Rhodes.
Ooh. I mean, the song is good. It's just overplayed, in my opinion. Was it good for you initially, or do you just hate it and have always hated it?
What, Cody Rhodes?
Cody's, yeah.
It was okay.
Okay.
Definitely overrated.
All right.
Over for sure.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Well, at least we don't have to hear it for now. We'll see how long it takes for him
Thank
to come
goodness.
back.
I think that might give me 2 extra points on the overall
No
rating.
Cody.
No Cody and no Jay.
And no Cody, no Jay. Yeah.
No Yeet.
4 extra points.
Yeah, that's right. But take away 4 points because of no Roman, so it's a wash.
Yeah, and no Punk.
Yeah.
And no Paul.
No Seth.
No Seth. No Braun.
It's amazing they did this show without basically their top 5 people.
Right. Right. It's crazy. Yeah, let's put them all on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
Also, I noted that he was wearing blue gear for the first time, which hints that he's going to SmackDown to join his brother.
I don't know. I think he's worn blue before.
Has he?
In WWE. I think he has.
Okay.
I don't know.
Dirty Dom came out second. Super over. Dirty Dom.
For some reason.
he's
They're
so
cheering
over.
him.
Yeah, it's crazy. Great suicide dive, swinging DDT combo by Dom to the outside. That was amazing. Really great move.
It was.
The crowd was split for the match. Lots of
Dirty
yeah,
Dom.
that's it. Yeah, Dirty Dom. And then a Penta chant. I think it's just. Is it just Penta? Penta.
Yeah, I think just Penta.
Yeah, Penta.
Or Zero Miedo.
Yeah, this was a pretty good match. Nasty looking Mexican destroyer on the apron. That kind of scared me for a quick sec. I was like, ooh.
I don't know how they do that like that.
I know. That looked brutal.
So fast.
And then almost immediately after that, the Judgment Day come out. And that being Finn, JD, and Carlito all came out. And Finn once again planted the seeds that he's trying to screw over Dom. He had the opportunity to gang up on Penta on the outside, but he was like, wait, I'm gonna go grab a chair. And then by the time he got back, the ref saw him with the chair.
He kicked him out.
And we got the best kick out of all time, in my opinion. That crowd was on fire for it. Like, the ref was like, you! Like, and the crowd was in sync. It was like, you, out of here!
Yeah.
It was so good. I was like, that's never happened before. That's going to be a thing now. So they got kicked out. The match continued, and then out of nowhere, El Grande Americano.
Oh, check out beef.
Okay.
WrestleMania and Backlash. Chad Gable cannot get on the show. But El Grande Americano gets a match at WrestleMania and then shows up on Backlash. Hashtag justice for Gable.
Also, I don't know if you've heard them. They keep arguing about whether he's from the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, he did the old headbutt thing with the metal thing, and yeah. So that's what made me kind of lower my points for this one. I would have been higher. I thought that ending sucked.
Yeah, it did.
And here's my thing about this is what I brought up during our prediction show about Dirty Dom, and that's that he's not a credible champion. He's not going to get a clean win. He's always going to get a dirty win. It's just, and that's fine because that's his name.
But that's why he should be the heel. That's why he's.
But he's getting cheered. That's the problem, right?
That's the problem with it.
I don't know what they do to counter that at this point, but having El Grande help him, I don't think is going to work. So now I guess we're going to get an El Grande versus Penta feud.
I mean, the best thing that they could do, they can't really do, and that's have Dom beat his dad, because there's no way you can cheer for him going against his dad.
That would be an interesting juxtaposition to see if they really do continue to cheer Dirty Dom. Or if they turn on Ray.
I mean, they can't really go against his dad because his dad's dead, Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, man, you're just on fire with the jokes today.
Yes.
No,
but I mean, I don't know what you can really do to get Dom booed again like that.
I don't know either.
That's like the first thing I could think of is go against Ray again.
Yeah. Are you? I don't think I've ever talked about my theory in this before, but what do you think of my theory that it's inevitable that Dom's going to get a mask, and he's going to be gifted it by another luchador, probably Ray in all likelihood.
Probably,
but
he eventually does join his dad again.
Yeah, an eventual actual babyface turn.
I don't know.
I feel like it's inevitable.
I mean, probably, but he doesn't need the mask now.
No, he doesn't.
That's so much of his character is his facial.
The fact that he looks like Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
the mask
tough, right?
Would cover his hair, cover his face. I don't know. I can't picture him with a mask.
Well, it's not that hard. He came out at WrestleMania with one.
He couldn't get it off.
And he couldn't get it off, yeah. I kind of wish he would adopt a mask into his entrance permanently, so he always comes out, and then when he gets to the bottom of the ramp, he slowly takes it off, and you see that classic grin, that's on his face. I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But just to enhance his entrance even further. He always takes it off too early, At WrestleMania, where he had that classic entrance against Ray, he took it off too early. Same thing at WrestleMania 41. He took it off like 90% of the way up the ramp where no one could really see it. He didn't wear it long enough. Yeah, I enjoyed the match. I just hated the finish.
Yeah, it was kind of clunky and...
Yeah. I'm just over the El Grande Americano thing. It's not even that I don't like it. It's just that I want to know where it's going. Is it really just to give Chad Gable something to do other than like why are they?
I don't know what you're talking about, Chad Gable.
Like they're taking him away from American Made to do this, but who is it benefiting? You know what I'm saying?
Nobody. To me, the best spot for him for Chad Gable, not El Grande, but for Chad Gable is to go for the U.S. title. American made U.S. title, Chad Gable. I mean, Now to go against Jacob Fatu, no, not necessarily, but Chad Gable, the All-American.
I'd kill to see that match.
Oh, sure.
Jacob and Chad Gable? Holy smokes. That'd be sick. That means they'd have to move to SmackDown, though, and that's where the Wyatts are.
Are they really, though? They haven't shown up.
Yeah. It's inevitable that they'll be back. They were not released in the latest round of releases. So, they're coming. They're coming for you! All right. How do we do in predictions for this one?
You thought Penta was going to win. By hook or by crook, you thought he was going to win, and I thought Dom was just too over with the title. So I bet 2-1, and you bet 1 and lost.
Yeah,
so I made up 1 point on you.
Yeah. I wasn't shocked that Dom won. I was like, oh, okay. You did convince me on the show that it made more sense to keep the title off of him if he's going to end up going with his brother.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right, next match. Next match was the one we were probably looking forward to the least, I would say, of the night, and that is Pat McAfee against Gunther. Let's do our rating here.
This one's tough.
You're thinking still? Okay.
I am, because
Take your time.
the way that I thought it should have gone.
The more time you take, the more I have a chance to change my mind.
If I do my rating based on how I thought the match should have gone and did or didn't go, or just based on how the match went itself with nothing beforehand, with no expectations beforehand of it, I could either go high or low.
Trying not to influence you, because that's the whole point of
I know
these blind reviews.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Oh, our widest gap. All right. Let's go through my notes here. All right. So Pat McAfee entered first. He got a okay reaction. It was almost a. I described it in my notes as like a lamb to the slaughter type feeling in the audience, where it's like, "Yay, Pat! Yay!"
But you're gonna get your ass kicked.
But you're gonna get wrecked. Yeah, it's like, okay. Gunther entered second with a cocky smile on his face, which I thought was a foreshadowing of an inevitable loss. I was like, ooh, oh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Kind
of dreading the match a little bit just for that reason.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh man, are we really gonna get a Goldberg? Please don't. No Goldberg, not tonight. My next point here was Pat McAfee previously always wore a shirt in his matches. He went shirtless for the first time, and I'm not really sure what to think about it or what to say about it. But
did when he wrestled in NXT those couple times?
Never saw him in NXT. Can't say.
I can't remember if he did or not.
But all of his WrestleMania stuff, he's always worn a tanky top. So that was interesting. He probably should have got a better tan.
No, he shouldn't have.
No, you like the lack of a tan? He had like a neck tan. Like it was like here. It was like,
Well, when the whole idea of Gunther is he's gonna chop the shit out of your chest.
You want to see the red?
The wider the better. Like Sheamus.
Yeah, like Sheamus. The whiter the better. That's so
the wider the better, because when he slaps you, you're gonna turn pink and red.
All right. My next point here was just the booking of this match is just still so strange. Like I was still trying to like wrap my head around how this was booked or why this was booked. Specifically because Pat ran away from Omos and Braun Breaker at the Royal Rumble, and now suddenly he has the balls to face Gunther in a one-on-one match. I was like,
because he's standing up for his friend.
And then it had like ... I guess it's because of his loyalty to Cole. I guess because he's such a buddy.
I mean, the whole thing is you're going to stand up for him, even though you know you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Because that's
standing up to the bully.
That's what loyalty is.
Yeah. He had a shirt on initially when he came out of Jersey that had the number 1 on it, and it said like motherfucker.
Yeah.
On it, which is interesting. And then
that's like how he talks. He just doesn't say
you motherfucker. Yeah, that accent.
Like when he says down, he says Don. Smack down.
Yeah. And then he had like a patch on the side that said something like something about loyalty. It was like loyalty lives here, or this is what loyalty looks like. Something like that.
Loyal. Yeah, I can't remember what it said. Yeah. It was something that he said in his promo.
Mm-hmm. One of the early sequences had Pat in a, like, what do they call that? The arm stretch thing that Gunther, the typical wrestling arm stretch at the beginning of a match.
Yeah.
Pat had some impressive flips and like a headstand and a bunch of twirly twirls that got the crowd to pop for him. Pretty impressive.
he got a couple chops on Gunther before Gunther got a real good one on him.
Yeah.
Planted
Unfortunately,
his ass on the ground.
yeah. Unfortunately, Pat then almost immediately after the impressive twirly twirls jumped over the top rope and fell over.
Yeah.
Didn't phase him though. He went straight for Gunther. He didn't phase him at all. So props for the professionalism. But yeah,
cool.
the chop fight was insane. The chop fight,
Yeah.
It was so funny. Every time Gunther got chopped, he just kind of like winces and then looks back and he's like, "Really?"
Yeah.
Boom! Just get out of here, you little fly. This was pretty funny. Lots of entertaining back and forth moments through the match. You know, they both kind of got their licks in, even though Gunther continued to stand tall. Pat did do some stuff, so you know, I found it entertaining. I was along for the ride. You know, it wasn't just your typical squash match where you watch a beat down for 15 minutes and then a failed comeback and then he loses. You know, it was much better than that. Cole, huge pop when he got up from his chair to
when he found his balls.
When he found his cojones. And I loved the commentary during that whole time. Wade Barrett's like, Cole, if you know what's good for you, you'll sit down and shut up.
I like
so
Barrett.
Funny.
I
Yeah,
like
Barrett's
Wade Barrett.
awesome. So funny. If you value your life, Cole, you'll sit down and calm down. So funny. My heart almost stopped with the great feign finish with Cole holding Gunther's foot.
Oh my god! I
was freaking.
I was
like,
freaking
no
too.
way.
Yeah.
Like, no. And then when he kicked out, I was like, okay, all right, go beat up Cole now, please. I love Cole, but go beat him up now. You scared me. It was entertaining. It was kind of like any other celebrity match where they overproduce it to the point where it's just like this like cinematic storytelling thing. It was really, I thought it was really well done for what it was.
It was. It was. But
it was better than it had any right to be. Is kind of my thought.
It went a lot longer than it should have. Gunther should have beaten the shit out of him, but they did it in a way that it didn't make Gunther look all that bad. No, not doing it.
No, he looked a lot better in this match than he did against Jay. That's for sure.
He did.
Yeah. I guess they kind of need to start building Gunther back up as a bully and a tough guy, and this is kind of the way they want to start that back up trend.
Yep.
I guess. So yeah, we didn't get any interference. We didn't get any Goldberg. We didn't get any teases of that. We just got Gunther beating him.
See, I thought we got a tease earlier when they talked about Night of Champions in Saudi next month.
Oh, Goldberg could have came back. Yeah,
and the Goldberg Gunther match would be in Saudi because that's where Goldberg would get his big money at.
Yeah,
would be the Saudi show. So after seeing that Night of Champions, I thought, oh God, we're going to see Goldberg now, and that match is going to be next month.
I would have been okay with that because I would have meant Goldberg's here and then Goldberg's gone. So I wouldn't have been totally against that, but I'm glad it didn't happen at all. But it still means that this inevitable Goldberg retirement match is still looming, and maybe that's what they're building Gunther back up for, is SummerSlam for Goldberg.
See, I would have rather been Brock Lesnar come out and interfere, and then we get a Brock Lesnar Gunther match.
Yeah,
I would rather see that one than Goldberg Gunther.
I'm starting to think that Lesnar's done.
I think so too.
That's kind of what my brain is, and my heart is telling me not to expect Brock back at any point, which I'm okay with, honestly. I like Brock. I thought he has so many good matches, but with his connection to Vince, and his connection to the Vince allegations, I think it would be better for him to just ride off into the sunset at
Probably.
this point. I feel like he could come back and get absolutely booed out of the building.
He probably would.
It's tough to say, right? It's a gamble. He might get a huge pop, or he might get absolutely destroyed. I don't think it's worth the risk. He's
Probably
got a
not.
legacy. Let him go.
And he went out on a high note.
Yeah, he put over Cody. I think was his last match, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think good. Leave it the way it is. Don't ruin that legacy. I think it's a great
Maybe
way
come
to
back
go
for a
off.
Hall of Fame and then come out and beat somebody's ass.
Yeah. Come out in F5 something. Do the Stone Cold thing.
Yeah.
Do the Stone Cold thing.
Just without, running an ATV into the guardrail.
Yeah. Don't drink and drive, folks. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, you can come back down and lift up the ring with a big
forklift
tractor again. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, how do we do on predictions?
Oh. We both thought the Gunther win was inevitable, and we both bet 3.
Yeah, that hurt. Yeah. I was so scared. I was so scared at that fan finish. I was in pain for the rest of the night. After that, it was residual phantom pain. I'm like, oh my god, Cole almost helped Pat McAfee beat Gunther. Oh my god. All right, let's get into the main event, which was Cena defending his undisputed WWE Championship one last time against Randy Orton. Trying to think of a rating here. Oh, man. All right. Last rating of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Last rating of the night. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Is that a 5 or a 6? It's always 5. Behind your name. There we go. There you go. Wow. I did not anticipate you being that low. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's get to the notes here. So their video package before the match was phenomenal.
Yep.
Just wanted to say that. They did it to Warriors by Imagine Dragons, and it was just perfect. It was so good. Looking back at all their history and their matches, just excellent. Good stuff. Orton came out first to a huge pop. Huge pop. Maybe not the biggest of the night, but it was a huge pop. If
not the biggest, then who do you think was?
LA Knight at the beginning of the show.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Gross.
They were pretty even. I think Orton's was more sustained.
Definitely more sustained.
But, yeah. I don't know if you saw this, but when during Orton's entrance, while he was doing the pose on the one turnbuckle, there was a girl, like a little girl, maybe like 6 or 7 years old, standing on the stairs in the background behind him, holding up a sign that said, "This is my first WWE event," with like an RKO logo. Yeah. And she looked so giddy.
She did. Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, I was praying that Randy would notice her and do something, but he didn't. He didn't see her.
Yeah,
I was so wanting that though. Thought that was awesome. Cena came out second with his still
all black.
All black, white text, standard theme song. Walking out, holding his rag behind his head
with his belt backwards.
Yeah. During his announcement intro from Alicia Taylor, she called him the Unseen 17. Wasn't he called the Never Seen 17 at WrestleMania? I'd have to go back and watch, but when she said unseen 17, I was like, wait a minute.
Oh,
I thought it was the never seen 17.
it would have been after Raw or at Raw after Mania.
Oh yeah, the Raw after Mania. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't Alicia Taylor. It was
The guy.
The guy. Yeah, the new guy.
The new guy.
Yeah, I could have sworn it was the never seen 17. So I don't know what happened there, unless I'm just remembering it wrong. But I don't think I am. There was a hilarious eye for an eye sequence at the beginning where Cena poked Orton in the eye after feigning a handshake. Yeah. And then Orton came back later and was like, and the crowd just popped huge for it. I loved it. It was so good. Great stuff. There was also a super entertaining 20 punch by Orton. You don't see that very often anymore.
Well, you shouldn't, because they've got a 5 count. You're supposed to have a 5 count, right?
That's true. Yeah. I've seen the 10 punch a lot, but the 20 punch, that's rare. But it was awesome. The crowd was counting to it. I think at like 11 or 12 he stopped and was like,
yeah.
And went back again. It was so great. Good stuff. The first of many finishers occurred when Cena attempted an AA onto Orton, but he countered it into an RKO.
Yes.
Super smooth. Looked great. Even the commentary didn't really notice.
So many matches they had together, and I think that's the first time they've ever done that.
Yeah, so good. So good. Their last match was in 2017. Crazy. Yeah. And I was wrong. It wasn't 21 matches. This was their 24th match. That's crazy. So many. And then there was another great RKO when Cena was doing his classic shoulder tackles, and Orton caught him in an RKO.
Caught him
in one of his shoulder tackles. So good. The only thing I didn't like about that, though, is that he should have gone right to the pin. He didn't go right to the pin, and they separated.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, you could have got that epic kick out, man. Like, it would have been so good. Then at one point, Cena started mocking Orton with his taunt. He was doing like the snake,
the Viper
thing.
One.
Yeah, it was. It looked so good. It's so awesome to see Cena doing that kind of stuff now, because he never did that stuff. It's like, oh, bring out that character. That's the stuff we want to see. So that's the first time I feel like we've gotten the heel Cena that we want to see out of him. So I really liked that. And then they went on the outside, and Randy gave an AA to Cena on the Spanish announce table, which didn't break until after he fell over.
Yeah.
Looked really ugly, too. And then barely got him up.
And it seemed like Randy couldn't pick up the pieces of the table to clear his way, or something like that.
Yeah, he tried to push over the one that didn't fall over, which didn't go anywhere. He tried kicking it, which didn't move, and then he tried to pick up the other one, and I don't think he's ever realized how heavy those things are.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, these new tables, what the hell's going on? So because the table didn't break, Randy went around the ring, got a table from underneath the ring, and then gave him another AA through the table, and it did break this time. So I love when they do that, just like Montez Ford did at WrestleMania 40, when the table broke prematurely.
After there was a ref bump?
This was after the first ref bump.
Yeah, after he went into the steps.
Yeah, that looked ugly. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't have that.
No, that was the second ref bump.
Right, the first one was in the ring.
Yep.
Ref got up, and then they did a bunch of stuff. They went outside the ring, and that's when Cena bumped into him and sent him flying headfirst into the steel steps. Yeah, that was the second ref bump.
Yep. Got to beef with that. Not the actual ref bump, but everything.
Lots of ref bumps. Lots of ref bumps in this.
Yeah. So the ref was dead on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Never sent the doctor. Never sent medical down to him. Yeah.
So that was not my next point, but the point after it. So immediately after the second AA through the second table, Randy paused and had a drink of Prime from the hydration station, which I was like, okay, that's funny. And then like another 2 minutes went by, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is there no other ref, and why is
no other ref came down?
Where's the medical attention? Even the commentary was like, can someone fucking send down a medic? Dude's like dead on the ground. Yeah, that was bad. That was really stupid. They could have had medics come down and just tend to, and they didn't have to send another ref down. They eventually did, just to cut after, basically to give Cena some time to kick out. Basically, that's why they didn't immediately send a ref down. But they could have, done better than what they did. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
So the new ref comes down after an RKO. Cena kicks out. And then that ref gets taken out. I don't remember how he got taken out. That's the second ref.
Cena grabbed the title.
Yeah.
Oh, Cena did the.
Yeah, that was funny too. Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
I'm like, yes, this is the kind of Cena we want.
I'm about to cheat. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, so funny.
Grabbed the title, and then Orton ducked and
Cena smoked the ref. Yeah.
With one of them, either Cole or Barrett said, the hardest title shot that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch that. I didn't think it was. Yeah, no.
That bad.
I've definitely seen some better ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, that ref's down, and so
but
I think he RKO'd Cena again, if I recall correctly. Went for the pin, no ref, and then all of a sudden the security comes down. And they're all like, what are you doing? We need to get the refs out. And Orton's just losing it because he's like, give me a godforsaken ref. Yeah. Why are you all down here? Get me a ref. And then he just starts RKOing every single one of them. Just RKO.
Which, that was annoying because as soon as first it was Aldis, and then I don't know who the other guy was, and then Shane Helms.
Like Jamie Noble was in there, yeah.
As soon as they hit the mat, they just rolled out.
Yeah.
Just all in one motion. It just looked it just looked so staged. How they just rolled out so quickly.
I know. That. I wish the bodies would just have piled up. That would have been hilarious. Yeah. Just so funny. And like Randy has to like kick them all. Like, get out of my ring.
Yeah.
That would have been so much better.
Yeah, just how he did it, and then there'll be just 5 bodies laying on the floor, and he's just standing there looking at him. That would have been so much better than just him doing it, and all of a sudden everybody's gone.
Yep.
Because they just rolled out. Because they know to just roll out.
Yep. So we got 1,000 RKOs basically in this match. This is the RKO capital of ever. Like, I've never seen this many RKOs. It's crazy. Yeah. And then the match takes a downturn. Of all people, R-Truth comes down and stops Orton from punting Cena in the head. And Randy's like, what the hell are you doing here? This makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
I think he RKOs him, or he throws him out of the ring.
He RKOs.
And then Cena gets up and low blows Randy, grabs the belt, smokes him in the face with it, tosses the belt away. The original ref gets back in the ring, and
so convenient, right on time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Cena is your winner. Besides the ending, I thought it was a great match. That ending. So here's my thing. Two separate problems. Two separate things. But one's a problem, one's not. R-Truth, I get the connection. I get it. This is the payoff to R-Truth always saying, he was my childhood hero. I get it. Did it need to be in this particular match? No. They could have put this in a much more low-key, this is Cena and Orton's last match, and now we're always going to remember that R-Truth was in this stupid thing. Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of that. They could have done the R-Truth thing on Raw or SmackDown in some sort of, some other way. They could have put him in there. So now apparently it's R-Truth versus Cena at Saturday Night's Main Event, by the way. Weird. However, the consistency of Cena winning with the low blow and then the title hit on the face, I'm actually growing accustomed to it. I'm actually starting to enjoy it, which is weird for me to say because I've been so annoyed by it up until now. But now that we're into like the third time, fourth time he's done this, I'm
Second.
like,
Just the second time.
no, because he did it on Cody at Elimination Chamber, and then
Well,
didn't he? And then
to
he did it
win-
at WrestleMania, right?
To win the match, yes.
Yeah,
That's the second time.
second time to win the match, yeah. But it's
Yeah.
the third or fourth time we've seen him actually do it. So
Yeah.
it's like it's become a signature of his heel turn is low
And
blow
that shot.
and or
And the title shot.
the title shot. So I'm liking it because it's laying the foundation for that's what we have to look for in a match is when he does that. Is someone going to finally counter it?
Yeah.
That's going to be the big payoff, and that's going to be the big moment in the writing is who's going to be the one to counter it, right? So I like that part of it, and I'm starting to enjoy that. I still absolutely hate his entrance, and not in a heel way. I just think it's such a cop out and such a lost opportunity. This is his last year of wrestling, and this is the way you're going to do his heel turn, just by using his same theme. He's dressing the same way, and you're just doing this like a lame intro. Like come on, guys. This
It's
is
almost
Cena.
like he's ruining wrestling.
Yeah,
by doing it.
he's not ruining wrestling. He's ruining his run. that's in my opinion, because it's like that's what he's ruining. He's ruining his run. Yeah. So I'm not happy about that, but I am starting to grow accustomed to what he's doing. I'm starting to like it. It's growing on me now. It's reminding me of two things, which is good. It's reminding me of Roman's run, where he always had the bloodline save his ass, and it's reminding me of Triple H when he had Evolution always saving his ass, and he's always cheating with the sledgehammer. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. I see what you're putting down now. I'm seeing what you're doing. I see what you're building. And I'm okay with it, Long-term storytelling. I like it. This is what we do like. So I'm okay with this. They're holding the course through the rough beginnings. So I'm okay with it. And in fact, I like it. I dare I say I'm liking it now. Just don't like the R-Truth interference.
So did you see or hear what had happened at the press conference afterwards?
Not with Cena, no.
Okay. So Triple H was in there.
Okay.
Doing his little spiel, answering questions, and then Cena all of a sudden walks in, says something to his ear, and Triple H says, well, when the GOAT says it's his turn, so I'm turning it over to him. Cena comes in and says, look, I've gone about this the wrong way. If I'm doing this is my last year, since in order to be, or because I am the last real champion, I need to be better with you guys. Started a whole thing about how he was going to answer questions and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
The person that asked the first questions asked a legitimate question, but in the background, you hear R-Truth.
Oh, no.
Saying something like, is he in here? Is he in here? So R-Truth comes up next to Cena, says, dog, I knew you would do it. I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. Cena stands up and says, look, wrong time, wrong place. Don't, if you say anything else to me, you're going to regret it or something like that.
Ooh.
R-Truth starts going on again. Cena picks him up and gives him a AA through the table in the middle of the press conference and just walks out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So pretty much they're going to be setting up R-Truth versus Cena.
Now, before he interrupted, it sounded like he was trying to be better? Briefly?
Yeah. That he was
so was that like the planting of the seed of his face turn down the road?
Maybe planting of the seeds of a face turn, yeah.
That's so funny. That's such a good way of planting that first seed because we know it's like what are we in right now? May. So we got June, July, August. He'll probably make it through SummerSlam, maybe as champion. I have to assume so. And then we got September, October, November. So we have 7 months, 6 or 7 months left.
Well, if he started the year off with 36 appearances, right?
Yeah.
He's gone through about
a lot
15 of them already.
I know, right?
I mean, if he's going to be doing a match against R-Truth at Saturday Night's Main Event, you would think that he'll appear once before then.
Unless they're lying.
Yeah, it could be lying.
Like maybe he's just saying that as a heel, and he'll get to 0 earlier than December, and then once he turns face, he's like, yeah, I'll be around. I'll do what you guys want me to do. He'll do something like that just to stick around for a little bit longer than his dates. Maybe that's what the plan is. So like half of his run is half of his final run is as a heel, and the other half is as a face. Maybe that's what they'll do. I did see the rumor that because they haven't done a December PLE in a few years, that the December PLE is going to be named after him in some way. So it's going to be like One Last Stand or His Time Is Now, or like it's going to be a Cena themed PLE name for his final match. And apparently it's going to be at the TD Garden.
It would make sense
in Boston, which makes total sense to me as well. But against who? Face Cena versus
Rock.
God, no. He wouldn't come for a lame TD Garden appearance match. No. I don't know who his final opponent will be. It's a very interesting thought. A lot of people are like, it's got to be Cody, but I'm like, no, I don't think so.
I don't need to see Cody and Cena again.
No, I think we might see him and Cena again while he's still a heel. Maybe that's who will take the title off of him is Cody. But I don't think his last, like if he's going to go out as a face, I don't think it's going to be against Cody. That just doesn't make much sense to me. But the question is, who do you do it against? You're in Boston. You're the man. Who do you face? You've already faced Orton. So you're probably not going to do that again. The rumor of facing Punk at some point in the next 6 months is, I think it's pretty obvious we're going to see Punk and Cena. But is that his last match against Punk? I don't know.
Unfortunately, we can't see Owens, which would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah, because he made his debut against Cena on the main roster. Yeah. That would have, oh man. If that was the plan, he must be so depressed.
Yeah.
Missing two WrestleManias, one against Randy, and now he's potentially going to miss a
match against Cena. His last.
I feel so bad for Kevin. Oh, that's sad. Oh my god.
I mean, I'd like to see Sheamus again, but
as his last match, though, yeah.
A Braun Breaker. I'd love to see a Cena and Braun match. I'm just trying to think of people that he hasn't gone up against.
I'm assuming he'll face AJ again.
Joe Hendry.
No, I don't think we'll see that. That'd be interesting, but
let him win the TNA world title.
18 times.
That's right.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Who do you put? That's such an ethereal question of like, who do you put Cena against in his final match? Because you don't have the guys that you would normally put in retirement matches. You don't have Taker. You don't have Michaels. You don't have Triple H anymore. They're gone. Who do you have him in a match with?
You do Orton again?
Maybe.
No, because it advertises one last time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Look on the screen, one last time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, they did do once in a lifetime.
Twice in a one second last time.
I mean,
oh man,
Cena Rock 1 was supposed to be once in a lifetime, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the fact that it's in the Garden is, I mean, that there's no way Brock comes back for a match against Cena
Roman?
at a
No.
not enough history there, I don't think. Yeah, I mean there is, but Roman. I mean, I'd be fine with it, but yeah. I almost wonder if Orton should have been the one, you know. But I wouldn't mind Punk being the last guy either. I think there'd be a lot of emotion in that match with those two guys, you know. So that might be a good way to cap off his career against Punk. I don't know who else you do it against. There's not enough big names left from his era.
No, there's not.
They're dying off. Well, we'll discuss it as
it would make sense because it's in Boston, but Carmelo Hayes. But is he that big enough a name?
As his last match of all time. I hope not.
I mean, there's also the company that had Kurt Angle go out against Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that was before. That's before Vince was gone, though. We haven't had a retirement match in the Triple H era.
No, we haven't.
So this will be the first one. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on Cena's status, and I'm sure we will as we go. But yeah, how'd we do on the final prediction?
All right, good show. We're good.
Oh, you're hilarious. Sounds like there's some bad mojo coming for a certain champion.
Oh, yeah. All right, we both thought Cena was going to win. We both bet 5.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Time to total that bad boy up.
Wait, I think my camera's going out again.
Oh, shit. Hello.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
To call 2 belts.
I'm kidding.
I'll put put this back. Bam. He's tallying them up, ladies and gents. He's tallying them up.
Well, we both missed only 2 matches.
Oh, okay.
But 2 of the 3 that we got right, we bet the same amount. And that was the last 2 matches.
Oh.
Cena and Gunther, we both got right and bet the same amount of points.
So it came down to 1 match.
So it came down to the ones that we missed.
Oh, because they were different point values.
Because they were different point values. I picked Becky and missed 4, and I bet Drew and missed 1. You bet Becky and missed 2, and you picked Penta and missed 1. So by a score of 12-10, your winner and once again new predictions champion.
Let me get that bad boy out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Got that title back. Oh, it feels good. Feels good to have that back.
So I am back to Cole 1 belt.
Cole 1 belt. Yep. Cole 1 belt.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a great show. I was pleasantly surprised at how good it was. My lowest score was like a 6. He's tallying up the ratings.
16.
He's tallying up those
22.
ratings.
Is that right? 12, 20, 5. Wow.
I'm assuming they were pretty close.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
I would have rounded up and come up the same, or my overall would have been what my average is rounded up. And I bet yours would have been yours rounded down.
Mm.
Mine was a 5.8.
Whoa!
7.2.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's just a much bigger difference than I anticipated.
Because you had 2 8s, 2 7s, and a 6, and I had 2 5s, 2 6s, and a 7.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I'd say that's probably, yeah, I would round down on that. I'd say a 7 is a good solid. I thought it was a good show. I think
It was solid,
the problem Yeah, I think the issue was with the show was the build up to it wasn't great, and the expectations were pretty low going into it. But coming out of it, I'm kind of, I'm happy in some cases. Lyra won, super happy about that. Gunther won, super happy about that. Cena and Orton had a much better match than I was anticipating. Jacob's still champion, and then we got Jeff Cobb to see how that's all going to fold out. I don't know. See, I thought it was pretty good.
You had 4 matches that had outside interference, or that had outside interference influence, or a non-clean finish.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, wait, how many? 4? No.
4.
But Lyra and Becky didn't. It was just a roll-up.
Gunther and Pat did. Cole.
I mean,
the
yeah,
finish
there was
itself wasn't, but there was.
Yeah. I see.
Obviously, the 4-way.
Yeah.
Right.
And then R-Truth.
Penta and Dom.
Yeah.
And of course Cena.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I think I made for an entertaining show for whatever reason. Just came together for me. And
it did. I mean, it was solid. Just
a
lot of schmoz and non-clean.
I don't mind the schmozes as long as they're like if every PLE is like this, then I would probably hate it. But they're not.
And it's not because I predicted one and it didn't happen, but there were no title changes.
Yeah, I did find that surprising that we came out of this with everything the same, basically. But we do have directions. Everything has directions now. We know where things are going at least, so that's a good thing.
And I was glad it didn't happen, but I was almost expecting it. Towards the end of the Cena match was Travis Scott coming out.
Yeah, I know. I had some fears of that as well. I was like, please don't.
Once all that started happening, I was almost expecting Travis Scott to come out.
Fiend.
Oh
Fiend,
my God.
Fiend. I'm so sick of that song. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm glad that didn't happen. Although it does seem like there's going to be a Cena and Travis tag match at some point. Which I don't know where you do that.
I don't know.
Maybe that's the Perth match.
Could be. Against.
Although that's in August though, isn't it?
I think so.
That's after SummerSlam, so I don't think if Travis is still around, but doing stuff by that time. Oh God, please don't.
I know. October.
Oh.
Yeah,
then it won't. Yeah, it wouldn't be in. There's no way he'll be around then. There's no way. Money in the Bank, maybe. It's not too far away.
Better not be SummerSlam.
Yeah, I mean, you can't waste. See, I mean, unless Cena has 2 matches, that one on night 1 and one on night 2. That'd be pretty weird, though.
It would be.
All right, I think we've saturated the Backlash at this point, but we'll see where things go. Don't think we have anything scheduled for this week. But not yet. Yeah, we may do a run in. But next week is a double duty. We've got AEW Double or Nothing and NXT Battleground predictions, and we'll probably talk about. We won't do actual predictions for it, but we'll probably talk about Saturday night's main event to see what our thoughts are about that going into it. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm going to look forward to definitely looking forward to your NXT predictions and. Your thoughts on that, especially afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it and trying to get through Booker T, the barrier of Booker T.
I think we might have to run in this week about LFG. We got the semifinals tonight.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Yeah, I can't watch it live. I always watch it post.
Yep. Well, we can't watch it live anyway because it's almost over.
Oh, it's on right now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
As we speak.
As we record. Yeah, so we'll definitely have to do an LFG update and some quizzes and stuff. All right, if you want to reach me, I am on the BlueSky at TJ-Leo.
I am at Cole2K on the BlueSky and on X.
If you want to email us, you could do so at co.op.podcasts@gmail.com. Don't forget to join the Co-op Club Discord community server. The link is in the description. I think I covered everything. So until the next episode, we're out.
Peace out.